Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
Yo, what is going on, y'all? What's going on? It is your boy, Skywalker the Jedi, back at y'all with another one. Y'all could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me rocking out, and I appreciate that. Much love, y'all. We're about to have a fun discussion. We're here to talk about the MCU tonight. You know what I'm saying? We gonna shake it up, and I don't know if this conversation is gonna go the way some of y'all thinking it's gonna go, but we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. Much love, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. We got Mama Bear Doll in the building. What's going on, Mama Bear? Thank you for being here first and early as always. We got the Curly Ray saying Avengers Assemble. Avengers Assemble. Hey, he talking about that Marvel Rivals, bro. Yo, matter of fact, we got to get on, Curly Ray. We got to get on, bro. I'm ready. We got the Prime in the building. What's going on, Prime? Much love to you. We got Josh Herrera saying on your left. What's going on, Josh? Much love, bro. We got Sin Havoc in the building. What's going on, Sin Havoc? Much love, bro. We got Future Tron in the building. What's going on, Future Tron? Right? And here we go. Right? Yes. He said Marvel Sky. Hey, look, man. Early on, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I was plugged into the MCU. I was plugged in. Phase 1, I was plugged in. Phase 2, I was plugged in. Phase 3, I was even still plugged in for Phase 3. I used to get I used to get a shirt, like a corresponding T-shirt to whoever was gonna be having their movie and come out, and I would go to the premiere weekends and stuff and be all hyped up and be in line, locked in, watching the new Rockstars video, watching Collider Movie Talk, AMC Movie Talk, right? Oh, what a time. Oh no, I used to be locked in, plugged in. And we're going to discuss that tonight because I got some stuff to talk about, right? We got the homie Curly Ray in here early with the $5 super chat saying, what's up, everyone? Fantastic Four looks amazing and Marvel Rivals is fun. Also, should I cosplay for the Fantastic Four premiere? Bro, you got to be Reed Richards, bro. I think Curly Ray would make a dope Reed Richards for sure. Right? Yes. The Prime says, hold up. First of all, let me give you your drop, bro. What am I doing? Let me find you a drop, bro. Hold up. Let me play this just because I know we over here talking Marvel, but I ain't seen this video in a while. Hold up.
Wow, that's amazing.
I want to say hi really quickly, Debbie. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. It has been so dope this entire week with the epic roles of Zack Snyder. It's been great for us fans, and we just want to say thank you, guys.
Oh my God! Well, we want to say thank you to you, all of you out there, because we make the movies for you guys.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Debbie. You have a wonderful day.
All right, you too.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. Bye bye. All right. Hey, we're in here keeping it going. So y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll tap in with y'all soon. Peace.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I just also want to say that. Wait, no. Prime says, as far as the MCU goes, I've been checked out for a good while and only checked out Deadpool and Wolverine for Hugh Jackman's return. Though I still enjoy it, the film, its flaws are more noticeable. Prime, we gonna discuss that, right? We gonna discuss that. You dig? All that stuff. Curly Ray says it was fun. Oh, it was also fun playing Marvel Rivals with Kyle Herbert, aka Gohan. Oh yeah, that did happen. Shout out to the homie Curly Ray, was getting it in on Marvel Rivals. Hope y'all was getting some W's. Better stop that vehicle, right? All right, we all caught up with the chat, and let's go ahead and get on with the rigmarole so we can get started with the show and talk about these topics. We are on the road to 5K. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button, hitting the subscribe as well, and that notification bell so that you know when I'm going live and you're updated with the content. If you didn't know, now you do. We're the creators, originators, whatever you want to call us. Sale ZJL and Sale Snyderverse to Netflix. Look it up if you don't. If you don't know what it is, the ROEs. Be positive. Don't mix the hashtags. Yeah, don't mention anybody over at WBD, please. ZSJL to Netflix on YouTube and X are also platforms that you should be following and subscribing to. When you guys give super chats, they are tallied up, and whoever donates the most will have their name scrolling across the bottom of a following stream, just like the homie, the good Austin from the Cool Table does right now. And we also have a 214 trending day coming up soon for those hashtags. Be on the lookout for news coming soon. Man, be there or be square. You dig? And we had our first drawing for cartoons and cereal giveaways, and I will be announcing the winners tomorrow. Now let's go ahead and get going with the show. Right? Yes. It's a few MCU topics that I'm about to discuss. And we're gonna be here for a little bit. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You dig? Wait, he said, did you ever hear about the casting rumors of the X-Men and Mr. Sinister? No. Well, I've been hearing some X-Men stuff, but I don't know how concrete it has been, though. And the Prime said, armed and dangerous, right? Shout out to Marvel Rivals, right? We're actually going to have a stream where we talk about that pretty soon, Stino and I, because we've been on that a whole lot, and it's been a lot of discussions kind of surrounding that game. So for sure. But let's get to it, Joe. Right? We're gonna talk about all these topics real quick, and then we're gonna get on up out of here. First and foremost, the Fantastic Four First Steps trailer released recently. And for those of y'all that don't know, this is one of the most annoying sounds. Again. Oh my god, yo, it is so frustrating, right? He said Henry Cavill, Mr. Sinister, and Dwayne Johnson Apocalypse. That would be crazy. I heard Cavill name in a couple of stuff because I heard his name come up for what was it? Was it like a Wolverine variant or something for one of the for like World War Hulk or something? I don't know. I don't really be keeping up with the cast and stuff over on the MCU side. I ain't even on front, but I know what we here to discuss today. Right, and that is first and foremost this Fantastic Four trailer that dropped. We definitely been waiting on this trailer. Everybody's been waiting to see what this thing was going to look like, what this film was going to look like, what the suits, the world, everything. We've been waiting to see what was going to happen with this film, and we got our first look. This trailer came out, I think it was like 2 days ago. And I came front, y'all. This trailer looked dope. This movie releases, what is it? July 18th or something. I love the way that this trailer looked, man. This trailer looked great. It really, really gave you that like old school MCU feel, right? Like, do y'all remember when MCU films was coming out and there was like hype and everybody was excited and everybody was going through the trailer breakdowns and stuff like that? Because once again, I know they be trying to act like I don't like nothing but Zack Snyder films, right? But I was an MCU fan. I was locked in. When Winter Soldier came out, I had on like this sky blue Captain America t-shirt that I went and got, and everybody was loving it. It was like, yo, that's a dope t-shirt, man. Man, look, like I was there. I was in the theater for almost all of these films that were being released. Right? And so for this trailer to really give that like old school, like phase 1, phase 2 kind of vibes where it seemed like you could get excited for something that's about to be released. I I credit Marvel with what they did with this trailer, yo. At least so far, everything looks dope. And I can't wait to see this movie. You know? Like, I don't know how else to word it. We got a good look at all of the characters. One being Reed or Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, right? This was one thing that this is the one thing that I was kind of worried about. And even though as soon as the trailer started, I wasn't kind of feeling how, or I don't know how I was feeling about Reed, right? But then on my second watch, I noticed that he still, or that he seemed to be going for this like so smart that he's almost kind of awkward kind of feel. Like a awkwardly super smart guy, or socially awkward rather. And I thought that kind of came through from what little I was able to see. So Pedro Pascal was my only real concern going into this thing, right? As Prime said, that the trailer looked all right. I'm still not a fan of Pascal being cast as Reed, but it does look more visually interesting than most current Marvel and DC movies, especially ones coming out in July, right? Yeah, the Reed thing was the only one that I kind of was like, oh my god, like are we serious? Like, we had to kind of like race swap one of these characters, right? It just felt weird, right? Or almost going this route of kind of swapping one person out for another. He says I still need to watch Multiverse of Madness along with the other MCU films I haven't seen after Endgame. Yeah, Multiverse of Madness was pretty good. I could really feel the Sam Raimi coming through in that film, right? And I think that Multiverse of Madness just went to show that when the MCU is like actually letting the visionary filmmakers kind of put their own touches on these films, they tend to be better in quality. So, but even that, a lot of the cameos got cut out. But yeah, Pedro Pascal definitely was my only question going into this. I'm not like all the way on board yet, but I am a bit more intrigued. Not gonna lie, I am a bit more intrigued. We got Vanessa Kirby as Mrs. Fantastic. Did not mind her at all going into this thing. I think that the way that they are portraying her powers looks pretty cool. Not really worried about her at all. I think she looks like the character is probably going to be able to exude that level of intelligence while also being a bit fierce, right? Because she is kind of like one of the protectors almost, right? She's obviously like the matriarch of the family, but it's still like a situation where she has a certain vulnerability to her, and I think that Vanessa Kirby is going to knock that out of the park. So not worried about that at all. Cinevic says, I called the casting Fantastic Four First Steps. Yeah. And allegedly, when you look into why it's going to be called First Steps, it seems like, you know, they are going a pretty interesting route, right? Said, is Sue Storm a mom already? I believe she is. I'm not gonna like put my money on that, but from what I understand, she is a mom. She is a mom already in this universe. So we'll see how that pans out. But from what I understand, she is already a mom. You know? Yeah, I am Yep, Franklin and Valeria, especially Franklin. If I'm not mistaken, the first steps part is supposed to be about Franklin, right? But we'll see. She looks dope, and I think that she's probably going to be one of the highlights of the film, especially if they're able to really find cool ways for her to use her powers, right? Let's see. Moving on to my personal favorite growing up from the Fantastic Four. We got Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. Right? I love this shot here. I love Joseph Quinn in Stranger Things. He was my favorite character from season 4, probably. If you haven't seen season 4, then too bad. But when he dies at the end, I was heartbroken. Right? Cannot wait to see Johnny Storm in this film. This trailer did a super dope job of showing all these characters. Visually, like, this is an amazing shot right here. Said flame, bro. On that cartoon, when he used to do the flame on, bro, shit was about to start popping every time. Flame on. And I just saw like some weird thing that said that actually, because of the fact that he burns all the germs and everything off of his body, that he technically doesn't have to shower or brush his teeth or anything like that since he got powers. I just read a little random ass fact earlier. I was like, man, why did I need to know that? But it does make sense though. I was like, but look, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, I think that with what I saw from him in Stranger Things, that character that he played can kind of translate over into Johnny Storm. So I think that this was pretty good casting, and I cannot wait to see more. Like I said, he is my favorite member of the Fantastic Four. Right? And always has been. We got Alan Belk in the house is saying, hopefully Fantastic Four will be good. These characters deserve to be done justice. FF was unquestionably the most important comic of Marvel's Silver Age. Right? He said, I think I still shower and brush my teeth regardless. That's the same thought that I had, bro. But I was like, yo, it's funny. They was just like, Johnny Storm actually doesn't. I was like, that is crazy. But yeah, it's pretty dope. But they do need to be done justice, yo. Look, y'all can laugh at me all y'all want to. Matter of fact, let me bring this down for a quick second. Y'all can laugh at me all y'all want to, but I actually was enjoying that last Fantastic Four movie right up until it just ended suddenly and abruptly. That movie was starting off very good. It was building and building and building, and I was into it, right? It had Michael B. Jordan and Miles Teller. Who else was in that movie? What's her name? Kate Mara, I think. Who else was in there? It was just dope. I was really enjoying it until it just ended. And I was like, what the hell? It just seemed so weird. It seemed so weird. And now we're here, right? Said Fantastic Four is going to destroy Superman Legacy. Now, I agree. Jurassic World 2. Brian says, I like the 2005 film. I enjoyed both of those. That one and The Rise of Silver Surfer. I really thought that Lawrence Fishburne doing the Silver Surfer's voice was dope. right? And now we got a gender swapped Silver Surfer. I don't know about that either. He was like, I kind of feel like Fantastic, right? Was like if you made an entire movie about Jor-El building the rocket ship. Bro, right? It was so crazy. I was in there and I was engaged. And then Dr. Doom and everybody got it was Doom that got his powers last, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Doom just got his powers, and then the movie just ended. I was just like, what the hell? Right? Mama Bear said, bring on the dinos. He said, yeah, Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, and Jamie Bell. Yeah. I enjoyed the older ones. I enjoyed Fantastic. I just want that Josh Trank cut. That's what I want. But it'll never happen. But I think somewhere in there is a dope movie. And I would not be shocked if that movie was probably really dope and something happened and he just couldn't get his cut out. I mean, we saw how this stuff works. I'm not saying that every director has been done wrong or whatever. And that because I'm sure that there have been some choices that some producers or execs might have made that probably saved some movies back in the day or somewhere throughout the line. But at the same time, sometimes this shit be getting a little wicked and they be doing some strange things to these films, right? But yeah, going back to that, right? Is this film and is this casting? We got our first look at the Thing, played by what's his name? Eben Moss Bachrach. I'd be butchering that last name, but this is a wonderful character actor, and I'm loving this design of the Thing. I like that the brows are prominent, right? He says Superman and Lois looks exactly like the Suicide Squad. What the fuck? Fantastic Four doesn't look like a DC film at all, but somehow looks better than the DCU. Yeah, right? He says, I'm reserving judgment as RDJ or on RDJ as Dr. Doom until I see how it's executed, but I really want him to be done right. Probably my favorite comic book supervillain. Bro, Dr. Doom is iconic. I think that they know, right? And let's go ahead and kind of touch on this now. I think that they know what's riding on this film. Not only is the Fantastic Four one of the franchises that is super iconic in that Marvel pantheon, right? I know that they try to downplay it now, but they were only doing that, in my opinion, because they didn't have the rights. They were doing everything that they could and to try to keep Fox from being able to have this IP be in front of everybody and doing things like canceling the comic book, when I'm sure that it wasn't the worst selling comic book. I'm sure that there were probably books that were selling way worse than Fantastic Four was, but they did things like canceling the comic books and things of that nature. So I think that after doing those things, to be able to kind of get this franchise back, I think that they're aware that this can probably help carry them on into the future among, or along with the rest of the X-Men. This is a very, very popular IP amongst all ages. Everybody knows who the Fantastic Four is. Like, they've at least heard of them, right? So, with that being said, I think that there's a lot riding on this. It is one of the most iconic comic books, out there. They are known as the first family for a reason, right? Dr. Doom is one of the best villains that they have, right? And so I think that they're very aware, and the future of the MCU can kind of be hinging on this movie, right? Said that was the coolest thing from the trailer, and said he looks like the thing. Yeah, he absolutely does. He absolutely does. All right. He says, I wish I got a 10th of the good feeling from the Superman L trailer that I got from the Fantastic Four trailer. Oh, yeah. Says, yeah, it was totally because of the Fox situation and beef with Ike Perlmutter. Yeah. I remember them canceling that comic book. I was like, man, ain't no way that this is due to low book sales. Like, they want that damn IP back. ASAP says, I saw the first Fantastic Four in the theaters. Grufford will always be my read, but I'm hyped for this film, and I'm a diehard DC fans. I feel you. Ian definitely was a great Reed Richards. He was my Reed Richards growing up, right? That I saw in the films. But hopefully Pedro Pascal can do a great job. I'm really hoping that he can pull off what is seemingly going for this socially awkward, super smart guy, right? Said Ben looks pretty good, but I'd rather see him without the Christmas sweater. Right? What's going on, W. Mir? Much love, Brody. And make sure you pull back up for cartoons and cereal on Saturday. Right? He said, y'all might catch me with the thing puns tonight. Yeah. It's clobbering time. The Prime says, I think the success and popularity of Marvel Rivals will actually help this movie out in the long run. Not only that, bro, but they drop in the Fantastic Four. Like, they're coming out now. And matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Johnny Storm and the Thing are dropping pretty soon, like within the next couple of days or a couple weeks or something. Might be the next couple of days. You know? What's going on, Sean Franklin? W. Mir says, Superman, we have a kaiju. Fantastic Four, we have Galactus. Right? And it's funny that you say that because that's what we about to get into next, right? We got Galactus, dog. Right? What are we talking about? You know how long people been waiting to see Galactus in a film, bro? Senavik says, wonder if RDJ's Doom is actually in the movie. It may be a mid or end credit scene. We're going to touch on that in a minute. Right? We definitely going to touch on that. Says, the Thing makes me want to taste the sauce too. Hey, pause. But he's like, yo, just need a little bit of garlic, right? Not that it's already, or not that it's not already good, but just add that extra kick to it, right? I love his accent, all that. ASAP says, what if the Calverine versus Edward Norton's Hulk in an Elseworlds, the Marvel type, BVS type film? Sounds so poetic. One can only wish. Hey, that'd be crazy. Edward Norton's Hulk is definitely king. He says, better stop that vehicle. Right. Mama Bear says, an actual Galactus and not a fart cloud. He said Jack Kirby Galactus at that, for sure. Right. And he says, Galactus never shows up alone. His heralds are not far behind. Yes. No. Apparently, the heralds are going to be there first. Right? Rebel Moon says, or no, Leonidas says Rebel Moon is a flop. Snyder flop. So's your mom. Right? But while they trying to sell you Metamorpho, bro, and all this other stuff on the other side with the DCU and everything, we got Galactus over here, dog. Right? We got Galactus, dog, over here, while over there they got Metamorpho, Pitbull, Pitbull, Lex Luthor. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, bro. They're over there coming over here talking about Snyder. We're over here talking about the MCU right now. Man. Crazy, bro. Mr. 305 worldwide. Ew. But yeah, yo, we got Galactus in this motherfucker, man. Yo, this shit looks crazy, right? Who is John Malkovich playing? I don't even know. Who is John Malkovich playing? Any guesses? Yeah. I tried to grab that one too, but I couldn't. Oh, yeah, he probably will be Mole Man, right? Red Ghost. All right. We're gonna see, man. See, this is back in the, oh my God, who's he gonna be? Who's this? Who's that? Right? Yeah, all in all, this trailer looks super dope, man. I am ready. Can't wait to check this movie out. Also gonna be doing the stream too, probably on the next night shift where we'll go into the new Jurassic World trailer as well, because I got to break that down too. Is that looks super dope. All in all, these movies in July are looking dope. At least these two, right? Says at first wasn't impressed, but the Fantastic Four trailer is growing on me. Yeah, the only part that I wasn't really knowing how I was feeling about was the Reed Richards, because I'm not the biggest fan of Pedro Pascal. He's a great actor, and I've been hearing that he did phenomenal in Gladiator 2. But yeah, I haven't been like the biggest fan of his, so I was a little bit worried. But I did like that little socially awkward, super smart persona that he seemed to be trying to give off. So we'll check it out. Says basically all of the movies coming out in July is being praised and hyped about, except Superman. It's funny and sad because I'm also hyped for Jurassic World. Yeah. Hey. They made their beds. Right. Said I thought there was talk about the Hauser guy being Mole Man earlier on. I don't know. I don't know. Said, man, one of my earliest comics was in Amazing Spider-Man where he fought Red Ghost and the Super Apes. Said, I think it was a drive-by trolling. Right? He said, where hasn't Snyder done anything else relevant, and what he did has flopped horribly? Where's Rebel Moon Part 3, which hasn't come out yet? Nobody talks about Snyder and his rubbish anymore. First of all, you know what's funny? I just deleted a picture from the Zack Snyder hour with him next to Ronaldo and Dana White and Turk Al-Sheikh, which is a billionaire, and he was talking about doing a UFC movie. And this is also probably coming off of him doing the LAPD movie for Netflix as well. Rebel Moons Part 1 and 2 took so long for him to make. I think he also obviously said that he was going to do other things before he went back to doing a big, large movie. Netflix has confirmed that Rebel Moon was a smash hit. Collider, known Zack Snyder haters have even confirmed that Rebel Moons Part 1 and 2, and the director's cuts as well. They've confirmed that all 4 parts were successful, along with Twilight of the Gods. Zack Snyder is one of the hottest directors in Hollywood right now, and if you do not see that, then this ain't the stream for you, bro. Like, I don't do cataract surgery. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I can't help you work through whatever it is internally that impedes you from being able to see things that are directly in front of you. So, hey, maybe this is not the right place, but hey, you're welcome to hang out and stay in the chat. But I'm not going to be giving that any more time of day, especially with us here talking about the MCU. You dig? He says, Pascal seems kind of miscast, but hopefully he'll prove me wrong. Bro, we're going to see. We're going to see, because I was not rocking with the Pascal thing either, yo. I was not. And then when I saw him kind of at first, I was like, man, like he looks kind of awkward. And then I was like, I don't know if I like that. Then I watched it the second time. I was like, okay, I see what he's going for. Let's just give it a chance. But he is the one of the castings that stick out. He's like the only casting that sticks out, in my opinion. Everybody else looks perfectly cast. The only one that could potentially be an issue seems to be Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. But we'll see. He said, it's the mustache for me. Reed Richards it should be clean shaven, but oh well. That's what I mean about it, it being a bit of a adjustment period, right? It's a little bit of a Reed Richards that, we haven't really thought that we were going to be getting. Maybe we'll get the clean shaven one by the end. With their suits, they seem to be kind of doubling down on this whole retro futuristic thing that they had going on. So maybe they got some other suits and a different look by the end of the film. And he might be clean shaven, but we'll see. All right. He says, you're the only one talking about Snyder here. Facts. All right. Cognitive dissonance. All right. W. Mir says it's a 3-way tie between Jurassic World, Fantastic Four, and the Smurfs. Movie. Shout out to I Know What You Did Last Summer sequel, but I'm leaning towards Jurassic World. Hey, just look up. All right. Shout out to the Smurfs. They was like, look up. Oh, man. Shouts out to W. Mir with the super chat, bro. Let me give you this drop.
Exodia! You can't possibly stand against my 3 blue eyes white dragons. Draw your last pathetic card so I can end this, Yugi. My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba. But it does contain the unstoppable Exodia. I've assembled all 5 special cards, all 5 pieces of the puzzle. Exodia! It's not possible! No one's ever been able to call him! Exodia! Obliterate! But how? How could I have lost to him? You play only for power, Kaiba, and that is why you lost. But if you put your heart in the game, there is nothing you can't do.
Now let's move on to the next topic, you dig? Because I'm done talking about Fantastic Four. Right. I just want to know who John Malkovich is playing. That's what I want to know. He says, yeah, it does. It's supposed to it supposedly takes place on this alternate reality. And the Fantastic Four are from the main 616 universe, but they're lost on this other Earth, and they're stranded and can't get back. That is apparently what the storyline is going to be. Right. But let's go ahead and move on with the show. We got Captain America, Brave New World releasing next week. Right? Yo, this film is having a lot of talk surrounding it right now. A lot of talk. There's been talk of reshoots, which I pretty much am almost certain that probably has been some significant amount of reshoots on this film. I'm not going to deny that at all. But everything from reshoots to some recent comments by Anthony Mackie that I think really kind of have been taken pretty interestingly, which I'm going to talk about too. There's been other stuff, comparisons of Trump and the Red Hulk, right? You know, we're gonna really talk about this thing right now, because I think that there's a little bit of disconnect once again. I'm not sure if this one is nefarious or what. I'm going to take it as people are just over certain things, but there's also some problems that I've been having with some of the discussion around this show or film rather, right? It's been a lot of kind of like piling on this thing for quite some time. And, you know, this has been quite a weird experience, because a lot of this has like started a long time before these reshoots happened, right? There's been a lot of discussion about how this film was going to be problematic or was going to have issues. But, you know, it seems to have been going on for quite some time. Mama Bear said I was joking about the Trump connection. No. I want to talk about you, Mama Bear. Like, no, that's been pretty prevalent, and I'm going to prove it in a second because Anthony Mackie even had a comment on it. But yeah, there's just been these thoughts kind of permeating the internet that have been going on for quite some time before these reshoots were even happening, and it just seemed a bit confusing to me, right? But I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if all of this is just because of the reshoots. I think a vast majority of the people have a problem with Anthony Mackie being Captain America, and I think that is what is truly like at the center of all this stuff. And what has seemed strange to me is that, you know, we have seemed to like, we got a clear look at the end of Endgame. This was clearly going to be the route that they were taking, right? Cap handed over the shield, and the conversations just became instantly weird, right? Like, I can vividly remember people saying, oh, but I think Bucky's still going to be Captain America. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, did Cap hand Bucky the shield? I was like, did Cap hand Bucky the shield, or did he hand Sam Wilson the shield? Right? Like, why would there be conversations of whether or not Bucky was going to be Captain America after the shield was handed to Sam Wilson, right? So those are the kinds of conversations that have been going on. So this is like this is way before reshoots. Like the thought of Sam Wilson being Captain America has bothered a lot of people. You know, the Mama Bear said, yeah, hand the symbol of America to the Russian agent who had been brainwashed and was a mass murderer. Right? He said Cap and Bucky talked about handing the shield to Sam Wilson. Facts. Right? He said Cap's back and he's black. Who cares? Bucky was a damn Hydra agent. That's what I'm saying, bro. He had been MK Ultra'd. Right? So, yes, the talk surrounding this movie has been weird from day one. From the end of Endgame, with him getting handed the shield, you had people out there spreading the narrative that Winter Soldier was still going to be Captain America. That happened. Matter of fact, I think John Campea was one of the people talking about that too, if I'm not mistaken. Right? W. Mirror says, what's the viewership on Falcon and Winter Soldier? If I'm not mistaken, it was like it did pretty decent, right? Even throughout that, it came up again, right? Like, we don't want him to be Cap. We don't want him to be Cap. We don't want him to be Cap. And I'm like, okay, right? But like, it's not like Steve Rogers didn't get an arc, you know? Like, I could understand if we didn't get a lot of Steve Rogers, or there was stuff still left on the table and he still had, you know, things that they could have went down, and it was all these different, you know, loose threads and all that. But that's not the case. Right? So Falcon and Winter Soldier happens. I wasn't the hugest fan of that show. I've been on the record, even though I watched it from start to finish. I watched the entire thing. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but at the end of the day, it ended very strongly for me. It ended very, very strongly. Those last like 2 episodes were powerful to me. So I was like, damn. Now I'm there and I'm invested. So I'm excited and waiting for this film to come out. Right? In the end, hey, it gets announced. There's all this backlash and stuff still. These reshoots happen, which I'm sure is usually not a good sign. Sometimes reshoots can save a movie. Sometimes it makes it worse, or it isn't really able to help it come back, right? But we're not going to know until we see the movie. Alan Belk says Bucky knew Steve was going to give Sam the shield beforehand. You can tell if you pay attention to the acting. That is 100% true. Yeah, he already knew. He even knew where he was going to come from. He was like, yo, look. And like, yeah, go over there and walk. Like, he already knew. He said, these idiots still bitching. He said, it's since Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Crazy. So it was part of Anthony Mackie's contract to become Captain America. W. Necron says, if Steve Rogers said he's good enough, what's the problem? I agree, bro. Right? Steve will always be my favorite Marvel superhero, but Sam will honor him and be a worthy successor. Bruh. Or like, at least can we like check the film out? Because he didn't even become Captain America until the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. The very end. Right? He said, there's at least 17 Captain Americas. Right? Says, frankly, I want to see that Isaiah versus Winter Soldier battle. Bruh, Isaiah's fight scene is going to be tough. I think so. Right? Mama Bear, the same ones complaining about Sam is the same ones that's complaining about Miles Morales. All right. W. Mirror says, I'm not up on MCU continuity since Age of Ultron. Did Falcon take the serum? No, he did not. At the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, he just gets like a new and updated suit. So it's more like a Captain American-ish like Falcon suit. And then at the end or during this film, he gets another suit that's obviously like more powerful, and it's probably going to be made out of vibranium or adamantium, one of the two. And he said, I think Sam Wilson is going to take a serum in Cap form. He may, but from what I know, I think it's just the vibranium or like adamantium suit, and it's still him in there, right? He said, yeah, from Wakanda. Yep. Wakanda tech and vibranium. Yep. So yeah, it's just I was invested since the end of that series, and I'm gonna check this movie out. And it just seems kind of like weird, everything that's going on, right? And you even have the situations like these recent comments from Anthony Mackie, right? Oh yeah, and this is a better look at the suit, right, in all of its glory. So it's gonna have some adamantium and vibranium, yeah, because they are introducing adamantium in this movie, right? So that's gonna be part of the leftovers from Tiamat, right, from the Eternals. So definitely I'm gonna be playing a role in this film. He said, what's the one with the Avengers rejects coming up? That looks good too. Thunderbolts? Yeah. I don't know about Thunderbolts though. In Necron. So, yo, I don't know about Thunderbolts though. But we shall see, because I'm probably gonna check that out too. Right? It says yeah, Cap shield is adamantium. Huh. It said no, it's vibranium. Right, yeah. Wonder if the celestial Tiamat is going to be Genosha Island. I think so. Probably too. Right? Yeah. He said, I looked at the Mackey's comments too. I'm not tripping. He ain't no Rachel Zegler. I'll tell you that right now. Look. He said that he gonna check out the Thunderbolts. Yeah, I like David Harbour just as an actor, bro, for sure. I ain't gonna even lie, right? The Thunderbolts are gonna have the century, but no, I'm gonna get into these comments right now because I think something is very, very interesting, and this is part of what I'm talking about with this whole like Captain America situation, just feeling a bit weird. Right, like it feels weird. Like it feels like like people want us to be outraged about this movie. And I'm gonna dive into these comments now. And I am having to use this version because shout out to Cosmic Marvel, whoever got this, but shout out to them because this quote, most of the places that I've been seeing that have like quoted this comment, they've left out the first two words, which are like very, very interesting, right? Because talking about what Captain America represents, right? He says, for me, which is a very important distinction, right? He says, for me. Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor and dignity and integrity. Now, not only was Anthony Mackie outside of the country while he was making these comments, But I also want to clarify one thing. I, just like W. Mir, I understand exactly what this man is trying to say. But I found the response to be very, very telling, right? Because everybody got up in arms and they're like, oh my God. I saw one post that Captain Un-American, all these things, right? Everybody up in arms and oh my God, right? You know, he's un-American, right? Well, first of all, never mind. I ain't about to get into all that. But they said this is he is un-American, unpatriotic, slamming him, bringing him through the ringer, right? I would like to bring you guys up some comments, right? And I want you guys to tell me what's different. I'm not trying to get too lost in the American side of it. This isn't a flag waving movie. It is red, white, and blue, but it just so happens that the character was created in America during wartime when there was a common enemy. It feels more like he should be called Captain Good, explaining that while Captain America dresses in the American flag, the character's creation was rooted in the opposing undeniable evil rather than promoting nationalism. Right? Now, who y'all think them comments came from? Who y'all think them comments came from? Huh? Bruh, the last two, hold on, no, because I'm about to put this picture back up there. I want to ask you guys something. Did the last two Captain America movies have a theme of not trusting the government and not just listening to the government? Is it or is it not the theme of the last two Captain America movies? Winter Soldier and Civil War. Were they or were they not both about not trusting the government and not just going along with America because it's America? Just like Alan Belk said, I think what he meant to say was Cap doesn't only represent America and just phrased it badly, right? Which he even went on to say later because he clarified his statements. But I didn't think anything was wrong with his statements the first time, especially when you leave out the part where he says "for me." He's talking about him personally. It don't matter what Captain America means to him personally. As long as he's saying, yo, the character is about integrity, dignity, doing the right thing. Alan Belk said, Cap said it himself in the comics. I'm loyal to nothing except the dream. So I don't know. Right? I'm probably going to be going into a stream I'm probably going to be going on a stream talking about this a little bit more in depthly, right? Because I think that we're getting to a situation, and trust me, I'm going to expound upon this, but this is just honestly how I feel. I feel like we're getting to this point almost where and that's why I want to have Leon here for this conversation too, because I didn't know how to kind of phrase it, but he phrased it perfectly where he's like, yo, some people, because it hasn't been everybody by any means, do not take what I am about to say as like Sky's trying to say everybody that don't like this movie is this way, because I'm absolutely not. But it does seem to me that some of this like anti-DEI and anti-woke stuff is having it's just a little bit of it seems like coded racism almost. Like we're gonna go so far in going against DEI that like everything, and I will give you guys a great example, right? I did a stream about video games recently, and I was talking about Amy Hennig. For you guys that don't know, Amy Hennig is one of the people most responsible for the Uncharted franchise and also the first Last of Us game too. She was very influential in all those games and was like probably the main reason why those games are looked at as being so iconic, right? And I saw that, you know, because she is signed on to do like this new Marvel game, and it wasn't a large contingent of people, but I did see some people saying, "Oh my God, like, is this game going to be woke?" And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so just because a woman is in charge of something, does that automatically make it all woke? Like, let's say, hey, if they was about to do a comic book movie, and if Catherine Bigelow got signed on to do the movie, is it woke because they hired a woman? I'm like, I don't think that some of these things are, you know, they don't really correlate, right? So we may be going into a little bit of that with this film. Like, it seems like some of this is just, I don't like the fact that Captain America is black, and I'm not even that guy. But like, when I look back at from the time he got handed the shield, because once again, I do need to talk about that. From the time he has been handed the shield, there has been this pushback ever since the end of Endgame. Like, he handed him a shield, and then immediately after that, we're talking about whether or not Bucky is going to be Captain America, right? And then Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming up, and then these conversations are still going on. Like, oh, is he going to? And I'm just like, yo, like, what seems to be the problem, right? Yeah, he says he's breaking down Cap to his bare essential characteristics. The term America encapsulates many complex ideas to many viewpoints. That is not worth going into. So good, honest integrity is. Thank you. What's going on, DC Talk? Yep. Said Captain America is loyal to what America should be, just and good. I'm just saying, yo, like the last two movies, right? Like, they've been talking about don't trust the government like that. The second one, the government was infiltrated by Hydra. He had to go again. He had to go in there and dismantle them. And then the second one, the government tried to lock him up. Right? He says it's an overcorrection. In the 80s, we had diversity too. Nobody had a problem with it. Bruh. Who was talking about Sarah Connor? Oh my God, she's a dope woman. I mean, she's a dope character because she's a woman. No, she was just a dope character. Sarah Connor, Ripley from Aliens, right? He said anti-DEI legislation in Texas, but also new laws for anti-Semitism. What? Yeah. What's going on, Paolo? He said, why shouldn't a black man fill the role of Captain America? Shouldn't Captain America represent all Americans? I'm like, bro, my thing is, why is it that you guys haven't gotten over this and we've known this was going to happen for years, bro? Right? What's going on, Paolo? He says even the first Captain America, Cap defies the military orders to save fellow soldiers, including Bucky. That is absolutely right. That's how he lost his arm. Right? But yeah, no, I'm glad that we could talk about that for a little bit, because I'm gonna go see this movie. And if it's bad, y'all know I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna tell y'all it's bad. I have no I gain nothing from shilling for an MCU movie. We just got to bring these conversations to you guys. He said, hell, even in the first Avengers, you don't get the sense that it's rah-rah patriotism. America. Well, yeah. It was just about, I don't like bullies, and that was it. Yeah, he even said it. I don't like bullies. All right. But let's talk about this superhero fatigue thing, right? Because this has been a very interesting conversation. Do I think we have superhero fatigue? Yes and no. Because on one hand, we do. We've been like, the market has been heavily saturated. And I mean heavily saturated with a lot of product, right? A lot of content. It's been TV shows, streaming shows, movies, right? You got all these Sony Spider-Man stuff with Craven and Morbius and Venom without Spider-Man and all this, right? You got the Fox X-Men movies and what they were doing before that whole thing fizzled out with like New Mutants and all that stuff. You got all the shows from The Boys, Invincible. You got all these DC movies coming out and whatever. It's been a lot. And I think that them saturating the market like that with a lot of these mediocre films and mediocre shows, I think that is why we are discussing this. Right? Said there's no superhero fatigue, it's quality. That's what needs to happen more of. Thank you. Right? It says Sky, and did you talk about the Fantastic Four trailer yet? Yes, that was the first topic. That was the very first topic, right? Much love, DC talk, but definitely broke that down. But yeah, we are at a space where the MCU kind of came back into prominence with their Deadpool and Wolverine film last year, which made over $1 billion. It was heavily in the zeitgeist. Everybody was talking about it. And most people that saw it seemed to enjoy it. Even if they didn't feel like it was the greatest movie, they typically enjoyed it from what I've heard. And I think that a little bit of this conversation that has been surrounding superhero fatigue almost seems to me like it's people preparing for some of these movies to not do as well, right? Because I don't think that Fantastic Four is going to flop. I think people are excited to see that film. I think that there may even be a little bit of a disconnect between the internet and general audiences with this Captain America film, because most people that I know that I've asked are going to go see this movie. I'm talking about parents, just general audience. They're going to go see this movie. I think that there is a contingent of MCU fans out there that are happy because from what I understand, they're happy that another MCU movie is going to get into the theaters and that it's not like a TV show, right? It's really been these shows that have made the quality drop. If Marvel would have stayed in the theaters, we wouldn't have had this issue, right? If you add up all the superhero movies per year, it pales in comparison to all the other movies and genres. Thank you. Right? Like if you look at all the horror movies that come out in 1 year, right? Says there's an alternate future Captain America in the comics who is the daughter of Luke Cage. I appreciate this since I'm also a big Luke Cage fan. Yeah, I rock with Luke Cage a little bit, especially that first season before Cottonmouth died. That show was fire, and then Cottonmouth died, and it didn't make no sense. Yep, I suspect there's more mediocrity fatigue. I agree. Right? He said, will they still cry superhero fatigue when Duperman flops and Fantastic Four is a hit? I don't know. I mean, I suspect that they're not going to have much to say then because of the fact that it'll probably all be over with, and they'll probably be able to be more honest once it's clear that everybody's going to be ousted over there, right? Says it's also coming out on Valentine's Day. That's a date night movie for sure, right? Alan Belk said is they did a great job with Cottonmouth. Yeah, except for when they killed him off. That was dumb. That was dumb. Yeah. We're going to rock out. It says Netflix, Marvel, smoke Disney. Hopefully this new show can be fire. This new Daredevil show, right? But yeah, like I was saying, it's like, yeah, the leader is in this movie. I'm hearing that a lot of people are. That could be a bad thing, or it could be a good thing. See, the MCU has that leverage because they've done so much storytelling, and all of this stuff is already like known and in the zeitgeist. So they're able to throw in characters from 20 years ago or however long ago because it don't matter, right? Because you know who Falcon is, you know who Thunderbolt Ross is, you already know who all these characters are, and so they don't need much of a setup. Or it could be trash. We'll see. Trust me, if it's trash, I'm gonna say it's trash. Yeah, I saw that DC talk, right? But yeah, I don't think we have superhero fatigue in that aspect. I think we have a fatigue with these mediocre films and these mediocre streaming shows. All of these things, because if you look back at Marvel, that's when they started, that's when all these problems really, really got exacerbated. Phase 4, I think, had a great chance of being cool, but they just pushed everything off and was like, okay, we're going to do all these streaming shows like WandaVision and what else? The Harkness one, and like just all these shows. Right? WandaVision was okay, but it was like at the same time, why not make that into a movie? Right? Why not double down and like put that actual money behind it and make it a project and give people a reason to go out to the theater, He said, if I Know What You Did Last Summer comes out with a decent enough trailer, Superman is in trouble. Is that coming back? Right? Yeah, we're gonna see. But yeah, I want y'all to put y'all last questions and comments down at the bottom. I'm about to close out in a little bit. We just want to be here talking some MCU because I'm gonna check that movie out. I'm gonna check it out next week, and we're gonna talk about it. If it's weak, then it's gonna be weak, right? And then we're gonna come back and have that conversation. I think that some of the older people are gonna be looking at this because you got Harrison Ford in it. Says Sidewinder. Yep. Is Giancarlo Esposito. Says Red Hulk will carry Cat 4, right? Says with Seth Rollins. I thought Seth said that he got cut out. Robert says, "Hey Skywalker, what's up? I really don't want Harrison Ford to play Thaddeus Ross. Craig T. Nelson would have been a better choice, in my opinion." Hold on. Let me see something. You know what? I feel when you said that, I was like, what? I was like, man, is Craig T. Nelson still alive? And I'm like, yeah, he is. I think that would be dope. Craig T. Nelson is a great casting, but I would say that Harrison Ford is a bigger casting, like, you know. But Craig T. Nelson might be better, but Harrison Ford is bigger. He said it's got no competition. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. DC Talk says, does that make the Incredible Hulk canon? I think it's always been canon, if I'm not mistaken. It's always been canon. Yeah. Says, ooh, that's good casting. All right. Says Seth Rollins is wearing SWAT gear. Says, Giancarlo Esposito as Mr. Freeze. Oh, that'd be hard. Nora Freeze. Nora. Right. Y'all put y'all ask questions and comments down at the bottom. Man, we got a lot of stuff coming up for you guys. We about to get on out of here. Make sure you guys are smashing that like button as well as the notification bell so that you know when I'm going live. And we'll be back. You know, if y'all want me to keep talking about MCU stuff that interests me, then I definitely will. Y'all let me know down at the bottom. You dig? Oh, snap. And then one more thing that I forgot to bring up about superhero fatigue. I can't believe that I almost got out of here without talking about this, right? Okay, this one right here. Right? I can't believe that I almost got out of here without talking about this. Because I don't think people realize how much that Dr. Doom being played by RDJ is gonna, like, yo, this is gonna have a massive impact on this movie, yo. Whether or not you want to be happy with the casting, right? Whether you think it's a good idea, what we can't like lie about is Marvel pulling out all the stops to try to get their old fan base back, to try to bring buzz back to the theaters, to try to, you know, garner some goodwill with the fans. They're making moves. It was reported that all of they woke writers kind of got outed or ousted, right? Rather, they got rid of all their woke writers. They got rid of a lot of this DEI stuff, allegedly, right? They allegedly cleaned up this Captain America movie and some things that may or may not have been in there, allegedly. They go and they bring back Robert Downey Jr. to play Dr. Doom, right? That's not alleged. We know that they did that, right? Chris Evans and all of the old Avengers are coming back for this for these fucking Avengers movies. You got all these actors coming back from the Fox X-Men universe for these Avengers movies. Y'all think people not gonna see this? Or are people just gonna sit back and like not be happy about Robert? Like from everything that I've heard, this is supposed to be everybody's excited that he is coming back, right? Says remember that Dr. Doom was supposed to be in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, right? Says I think we see RDJ at the end of Fantastic Four credits. Oh no, he's in this movie in some capacity. He is in this movie in some capacity, right? I think that he's gonna be the Doctor Doom of the 616 universe, or no, excuse me, of the universe that he goes to, or that the Fantastic Four goes to. He's gonna be the Doctor Doom of that universe, and he's gonna follow them back. That's what I think is gonna happen. Yeah. Right. He said they had no choice. He said Kevin Feige was losing it. He fired Nate Moore. Yep. Right. Robert Harrison says Jonathan Majors is in talks to be back in MCU if possible. I'm not surprised. Y'all see that magazine Dreams trailer? Man, that dude, yo, look, I told Leon this. I'm starting to think that maybe this whole thing was like set up, because that magazine Dreams film looks like that could be his ticket to an Oscar. Dead ass serious, right? RDJ's return was keen on getting the Russo brothers back. Yep, that was the only way that his return would have been possible. So yeah, I don't think that we're in a space where we have superhero fatigue. I think that this shit is just not interesting anymore. I think it just has not been interesting. When it had an interesting storyline with interesting characters, people were engaged. Right? He said everything is a setup. He said, I've been saying Majors was set up for a while. Bro, ain't no way that like this happens, right? Think about this. You're supposed to be the next villain of the MCU, right? That's how it's being and this is a tinfoil hat theory, mind you. Let me say that. But hey, he is gonna be the next villain of the MCU, right? Phase 4 isn't really working, and they want to pivot. Miraculously, this case comes up where Jonathan Majors gets convicted of assault for running away from a woman. Right? He gets convicted of assault for running away from a woman, right? And then all of a sudden, Marvel drops him. And then they're like, oh, well, we also brought Robert Downey Jr. back, and he's going to be Dr. Doom. And then after you bring Dr. Doom back, then it's like, okay, well, now we're going to bring Jonathan Majors back. And it's like, wait a minute, what? Crazy. Right? Yeah, look. And then all the charges were conveniently dropped. Yep. Says, I wonder if Kane brings him. Yeah, we gonna see. Says Deadpool 3 proved that Kang is still alive. Yeah, he is. Wait, this is phase 4 though, right? Isn't this the end of phase 4 with these Avengers movies, or is phase 5? I don't know what phase it is. When did phase 4 end? Says he'll be back in a reduced role, which is still stupid. Right? But hey, I just want to talk about that RDJ angle before we got up out of here, because that was very interesting to me. Hold on, what phase are they in, bro? When did phase 4 end? Oh, it was at the release of Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we're in phase 5. We are in phase 5. How you gonna end on Wakanda Forever? Didn't the phases always end with a team? Never mind. See what I mean? See? Said phase 6 inbound. That would make sense. Okay, so we're at the end of phase 6, and that's why we're getting the event. Bro, it's 3 years later. And wait, so we've done 3 phases in 5 years? I don't know, man. Right. He says MCU getting desperate if RDJ is Doctor Doom. Viggo Mortensen or any prolific Game of Thrones actor would have been better. I feel that. But here's the thing. Is that a bad thing? Right? This would be like the equivalent of fucking DC saying, you know what? Look, we're just gonna bring back Zach. Look, we're gonna bring him back. And look, we messed up, y'all. We want to make this right. All that kind of stuff. That is the equivalent. Right? Said DCU dead on arrival. Black Panther in Baku forever. We have come down from the mountain. While you scoff at tradition. Yeah, pretty much. He said ScarJo is coming back. Bruh, ScarJo killing shit. She looks dope in Jurassic World. I can't wait to check that out. Right. But I'm gonna dive deeper into that on a later stream. Y'all be sure to smash that like button. We are about to get on out of here. I want to say thank y'all for joining. This has been a wonderful stream, and shouts out to all of y'all in the chat and everybody that will be partaking in the replay crew as well. We about to get on out of here. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.